Two numbers most people think define a gas station's cost are $250,000 and $2 million. But today I'm going to show you why that's the wrong frame. In fact, there are three real entry points into this business. For example, if you are looking to buy a gas station on websites such as BizBuy or LoopNet, which is not the best way to find a good deal though. I have seen deals on BizBuy sell at $340,000, others at $1.2 million, and even $3.8 million. Same product, three completely different businesses. In the next few minutes, I'll break down each tier with real profit and loss numbers so you know exactly which entry path matches your budget and goals. If you are wondering, can I really buy a gas station with my savings? And how much money will it make? This video is for you. You'll walk away knowing the difference between a lean startup station and a big owner-run store, including how much profit each typically makes per dollar invested. I have bought and operated 20 plus stations since 2004, so I know the real numbers, not just theory. So serious viewers, download my free gas station due diligence checklist in the link below. It walks you through inspecting and deal before you sign on. Point 1. Entry-level deals, $75,000 to $350,000 with inventory. These are mostly full lease, sublease, or small store deals. You don't buy the real estate, just the business rights. For example, I know a branded convenience store with fuel on a 10-year lease offered for $340,000. These deals frequently have 2 to 4 pumps with minimal store space. With only $100 to $250,000 investment, the fuel margins might be 15 to 20 cents per gallon and store sales might be $40 to $80,000 per month. For instance, a 20,000 gallons per month station at 20 cents margin yields $4,000 fuel gross profit, plus $60,000 per month inside sales at 30% margin is equal to $18,000 store profit, for a total $22,000 gross profit, which is before expenses. After rent, often high, payroll and everything, owner net profit often ends up only $30,000 to $70,000 per year. That's 20 to 40% ROI on investment. Not much considering the 3 to 5 year effort. BizBuy data shows median owner earnings around $185,000 per year for gas stations. This tier typically falls well below that, if it's even profitable at all. Often the seller counts unpaid labor or deferred maintenance out of that number. In short, $75,000 to $350,000 deals exist, but they usually come with heavy downsides. You have low upfront costs, but also very limited profits and tons of unseen costs, like repairs. On sites like BizBuy, people often don't mention what they are offering, so remember to contact them and know exactly the breakup of the selling cost mentioned online. For example, the mentioned cost often doesn't include even inventory or deposits. Point 2. Mid-tier branded stations, $500,000 to $600,000 plus inventory. This is where most investors actually find Goldilocks deals. The $500,000 would be goodwill or lease deals plus inventory. This is the sale of business only, not building and land. So the total investment would be somewhere around $600,000. Here, the inside sales would typically be $100,000 plus, and gas sales would be 50,000 gallons. The rent should be around $10,000 per month. The net profit would be around $20,000 per month or around $240,000 per year, which is 40% ROI. Point 3. Mid-tier branded stations with real estate, $900,000 to $1.5 million. These are branded C-stores with fuel, often including the land and the building. So you are buying a real business plus the real estate. Think 4 to 6 pumps, 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. Two real examples. A Marathon branded store in Illinois was listed at $870,000 with property doing 18,000 gallons per month and $60,000 inside sales. Another in Texas listed at 1.35 million, doing 18,000 gallons and $60,000 inside sales plus $3,000 profit from lottery. These stations do up to 30,000 gallons per month at a typical 25 cents fuel margin. That's $7,500 fuel income per month. Side $60,000 to $70,000 sales at 30% margin add another $18,000 to $21,000 per month. So gross profit can be between $25,000 to $30,000 per month. Most buyers finance the gas station with SBA, which requires 15% down. So a 1 million deal might take $100,000 to $150,000 down. Even with debt, many such stores net $150,000 to $300,000 per year in net profit after expenses. For example, BizBuy sells benchmarks show gas stations trading around 6x earnings on an average, meaning a $250,000 per year profit store might sell for about $1.5 million. In short, your cash-on-cash return often jumps dramatically in this tier. A $200,000 investment or down payment in a 1.5 million station throwing off $200,000 profit is a 100% annual ROI before taxes. This is where most real buyers end up, and it is usually the sweet spot, significantly safer and more profitable than the cheaper tier, but still attainable on SBA terms. Point 4. Premium stations, $2 million and above. These include established stations with property or high-volume highway locations. Prices start around 2 million and go up to 5 million plus. For example, a Texas station with land sold for 2.4 million doing 25 to 30,000 gallons per month, $100,000 inside sales plus a 2,200 lottery profit. Another was an Exxon in Texas at 3.2 million doing 93,000 gallons per month and $140,000 per month inside sales. Or consider a 5.35 million California station. Often these include multiple fuel types, large convenience store, maybe restaurants or a car washes on site. At this scale, annual net profit can easily be $300,000 to $500,000 per year. Let's do the math. If you have $500,000 in your pocket, you can compete here. A big station at 90% financing, so $400,000 down on a 4 million deal might generate a big station at 90% financing, so $400,000 on a 4 million deal might generate $550,000 a year. On $400,000 invested, that's 137% ROI. These deals are capital intensive, but they deliver operator income that small deals simply can't match per dollar invested. Key point is net profit per dollar invested usually increases up the tiers. That's the big trap. A $150,000 entry deal might break even after true costs, leaving you with less cash flow per dollar than 3 million station once financed. Serious buyers, if you want me to evaluate a real deal for you, book through my website. The link is in the description. Back to our tiers. Now if we look at the comparison of all the three deals, Tier 1 up to $340,000 including inventory. Fuel gross profit per month, $4,000. Store GP per month, $12,000. ATM and lottery, $3,000. Rent, $5,000. Net profit, $70,000 to $75,000 per year after all expenses. So ROI is 20 to 30%. Tier 2, 1.2 million deal, $220,000 down. Fuel GP per month, $8,000. Store GP, $25,000 per month. Mortgage, $7,000 per month. Net profit, $150,000 to $200,000 per year. ROI, 60 to 80%. Tier 3, 4 million deal, $600,000 down. Fuel GP, $25,000 per month. Store GP, $45,000 per month. Mortgage, $15,000 per month. Net profit, $500,000 to $650,000 per year. ROI 100%. A quick story. A colleague of mine bought a sublease in 2021 for $75,000 down, or goodwill, plus inventory of $50,000. At the first glance, it seemed cheap. He thought he would flip it fast. But inside a year, investment totaling $125,000, he barely cleared $2,000 per month profit after all the expenses, far below the household income he was promised. Contrast that with another student who put $200,000 into a 1.1 million marathon station. Same amount of personal cash, but he was profiting $12,000 each month. This is not a coincidence, it's leverage and scale. As one of my mentors say, you make money on real estate and volume, not just gas, which most newbie videos never bother to explain. One more thing, of all these deal tiers, guess what none of them budgeted for upfront? Replacing worn out equipment and tanks. That's an extra $100,000 surprise many buyers get hit with. We'll cover that in the next video. For now, remember, if it sounds too cheap to be true, it probably is. In another video, we will talk about how to analyze that. Also, we will talk about the gas contracts with gas companies and how they can affect the dynamics of the profitability of the business. So, what's the take home? Your entry point depends on your experience, liquid cash, and risk tolerance. $75,000 to $350,000 deals exist, but they are often money pits. Most first-timers end up in the 500 to 1.5 million range for a balance of cost versus returns. Only go 2 million plus if you are prepared to own real estate and handle a large store. If this was helpful, do these. Book a 45-minute consult if you need a personalized plan in the link below, and subscribe so you can get the follow-up on the hidden costs next week. Thanks for watching and hit the like if you have learned something new.